Hello, welcome to Line War. Today we have Juseless, I think that's how you pronounce his name, and Laki. So here we've got Laki, he's gone for an airfield hidden in the forest. We have a factory, it's just factories, and he's expanding into the middle. They both fought over this section early on. This is a large landmass with some extra arms protruding outwards. They have an early engagement going on here. And he has three factories and 2 barracks, and he is not forgetting about expanding. So he's doing alright right now. And what about Laki? Laki is also expanding, both stretching outwards from the main fight. And he's done a circle command to advance forward there, which is quite interesting. Just to get his units clumped up together in a close area so he's got more firepower in a small point. Which seems to actually have worked well for him. He's changed it into a little line. So that's doing alright. He's got artillery on the battlefield already. He's got 2 there. He's building strikers. And we already have 3 artillery here. So he'll have more firepower on the ground. And Laki will have more firepower in the air, but he doesn't seem to have any energy wells right now. Maybe should have claimed this early on so we didn't have to worry about capturing one. Or he's going to have to rely on power plants to fund his aircraft. Because this storage of 25 that you get at the beginning of the game is not going to fund strikers for that long. And he's bringing out the 1 striker as soon as it comes out. And Laki, no, Juseless doesn't seem to have strikers on mind. I think these are artillery coming through again. He is going full force into artillery and he's trying to stop this advance here, but I don't think it works. So he's not too worried now. Those guys are just moving on their own up there. Trying to engage. The strikers come in now. Has he switched up these? He shouldn't switch them up yet because they're nearly produced. Switching them straight away might take the production away and he'll lose time, technically speaking. But will it change now into SAM? I think those are SAM units, yes. He has adapted to those strikers. We have the artillery there. He's sending some out on a different route. But I feel like Juseless has a lot of visibility. Laki is lacking on that visibility, but he's, to be fair, actually, he's not. He's covered up quite a lot of area. Both of them have pretty good visibility there. But Laki is taking up the territory over here. So, but he has decided not to expand. Oh, he's changed his mind again. He's going for the expand. But he's going to keep some units there to defend with. So, to stop Juseless getting in there. And that striker is going to do a fair amount of damage to those artilleries. But they're going to try and shoot him anyway. But that will do potentially significant damage if he sets up a defense line here. And it'll be easier to take them out later on. So, with the current chaotic situation right now, it looks like Juseless is taking more territory away from Laki. We'll have a look at the economy. Laki has 330 every minute coming in. And Laki is exactly the same, but he is struggling with his economy right now. He is focused a lot on his production, whereas Laki seems to be focused more on actually producing from these structures rather than paying for more structures. So he's got 5 production structures, whereas Juseless has 6, just slightly more, but barracks are cheaper, so maybe it's more balanced than I thought. What's Laki got? So he's got 4 factories. Laki may have the advantage here because when it comes to combat anyway, because the artillery will do very good at destroying any infantry that come on the front line. But the difference is the infantry aren't really on the front line. There's a couple, but the infantry are there to build up the economy. So later on, I guess Juseless will have maybe better economy than Laki. And Laki's got some SAM now to defend his ground units. Laki pulled away those artillery as soon as his air units as soon as he saw them. He's now built up quite a sizable amount of strikers without having any energy production. So these are going to stop working pretty quickly. I'm not even sure they're going to reach this target here. We have 4 artillery against 3 and an infantry. I think Laki's going to win that. He's got more reinforcements coming in for him. The strikers are nearly there. They're not going to make it, I don't think. He's forgotten about the expanse up here. But that might have only just happened, so we'll give him some time on that before we start making that call. We got commandos coming down here, actually. That's not 4 factories, one of them is barracks. I think I mentioned there were 4 factories earlier, sorry. So we've got these commandos coming in, sneaking around. Juseless can't see them, but he can see the territories being claimed, so he must know that they're commandos in that area. Juseless has realised he can't take it, I think, and he's trying to push his artillery so they make a line, I think. That's what he's doing there. That they do the best they can. But it does look like Laki is going to push back pretty hard now. But Juseless is not forgetting about controlling the map. He is taking land down there. He has quite a lot of units over here taking land. And he's been doing that for quite a while. And I think he might be doing that better than Laki. But Laki isn't forgetting about it. He's even remembered up here now. Let's have a look at the economy. Laki's at 380. Juseless is at 440. Juseless is actually doing a lot better, I think. Can't remember what it was, yeah. Juseless has selected a target here. Maybe that's just for him to be reminded, because I don't think any of his units are going to be in range of that. That's for his commandos, I think, coming in there. I think they might have got taken out before they got there. Which is unfortunate, because the commandos are quite stealthy and they can be really high value if you can use them to the best of their abilities. And some of these guys are being a bit lazy. They just decided they're not going to listen to this command here, and they're just going to stand there and do nothing. I think Laki is a bit concerned about being attacked at different locations. So instead of trying to push forward and through the middle, he's splitting up his army into 2. Sending some up there to defend and some down here. His commando's obsessed with trying to kill this guy. He's come back. He's come back. It's fine. And the expanse here might be interrupted by the units coming through there, if there are any more, that is. No, it's just 2. So that should be fine, but they are going to curve around there, so they might end up sneaking behind. Nope, Laki's found it. He's going to take those out. What's he doing up here now? He's sending these units up there. He caught the lazy people, and he said, nope, you are going to work for me, and go up there. And it looks like we got movement from Juseless. They're going to curve... No, they're not. He's going to change. They are going to curve a bit up higher. And I think he's mostly going to keep his SAM behind and push them forward slowly through as his forces make progress. But Laki is going to stop the advance on this expanse down there. But he is doing well at expanding over here. And that is a lot of land to take over. He's split up into 2. He's trying to get up here. There's a lot of land for Juseless to take, and that would be a big economy boost later on. Take another look at the economy. We've got 470, and from Laki, it is currently at 470. So Laki managed to catch up again, probably with the control over this area on the territory. But it doesn't seem like anyone's going for eco, but Laki's got the industry there. And that seems to be about it. Going to lose an artillery there, but he's not going to commit to the engagement there. He is going to push through down here. So Laki noticed that Juseless moved his army up this way, and instead of trying to reinforce it, he's gone on the assault instead. And in this point, I probably wouldn't be worried about taking the territory. You want to apply the pressure straight away. So I'd have these on arrow commands, so you don't have some lacking behind like these guys. You want to get to the base faster than your enemy does. Hopefully the enemy will make a mistake at that point. But he does still have strikers here, but he just doesn't have the energy to supply them. However, he has stopped production of them instead. Which might be an economic mistake that will cost him later on, but maybe it was just helpful enough in the beginning to be worthwhile. He's put a barracks up here to help with the economy, trying to expand. He is going to have an engagement here soon with Juseless. Eventually, when these guys start capturing land, I think Laki's got a couple units there. Yeah, it's going to be quite an even fight over there. He's got 3 going each way, but then 1 is backed up by a barracks, so... Oh, I didn't spot this sneaky commando over there. He has managed to get a good scout off of the opponent to see exactly what he's doing. And this engagement down here is going pretty well. These forces are coming down, probably to take out those commandos. But you can't see them, so no, it's just a defensive line, I think. He doesn't really know about those commandos yet. He's got this one guy capturing land for him. They're doing well. These artillery are curving slightly around these guys, so I'm going to say that even though they've got more numbers anyway, they're going to do well there. And if this was an arrow command, this artillery wouldn't stray off on his own as well. The artillery here probably won't survive, but they are going to do enough damage to be worthwhile. And he's going to stray some more off this way, trying to build up the force over here again, put pressure on later. There is a unit here as well, so that... Oh yeah, that commando got away, didn't he? Started to fight the SAM unit. So he's got that on a capture command, so he's going to start capturing land, which has exposed him. It might have been worth his while to just keep it hidden away and trying to find out what's going on in that area. Yeah, he's changed it to a blue command. I think that was what he originally meant to do. But if he can get these units to get to this area, he can take the energy well and make use of his strikers once again. Or he could just build a power plant. It wouldn't be perfect, but it would be something. He snuck some commanders in down at the bottom now. He's going to stop that expanse. If I remember correctly, that was 1 unit doing that. Yep, he's down now, so he has taken economy away from Juseless in the long run there. But he is going for another attack. He's going for 2 sides. Got his artillery mixed in with a couple of infantry. And I don't know where his SAM has gone. Suppose he doesn't need it too much. Some infantry coming in through the bottom there. What is Laki doing though? Laki is casually just taking the territory down there, and he's keeping his eyes over here with the commandos. We've got the battles going on over here. Laki is a bit exposed down here, but I don't think these units are going to be enough to stop the attacks going on there. Or to keep the attacks up there, sorry, should I say. And Laki's artillery wall here might do well enough to hold this line. If he can take away the front line and keep up the support coming in from these units, he might just be able to hold those off. And these units up here, I don't think they've engaged yet. They have just simply moved around each other. And Jules, well, neither of them have really spotted what they're doing. I suppose Laki would have noticed this was blue. And Jules would know that this isn't. So, or at least isn't anymore. So maybe they could spot that. It just looks like at the minute there's constant pressure on both sides. They kept pushing back and forth. It looks like Jules has the advantage right now, so let's see if that is true. Ah, so Laki's got some units hidden in the forest here, and they're firing in, I think, without even Jules noticing. Either way, he's definitely noticed now, but they're not actually firing this way, so maybe not. No, he's getting some free hits on that artillery, just because he's in the forest. Trying to keep an eye out everywhere on the map, so this expanse is increasing Laki's economy. And those commandos have been spotted by a group of infantry. Have a look at the economy again. It's 660 from Laki. Juseless is at 500, so the blue team is now lower in income compared to Laki, and I think at one point he was actually slightly higher. And he has spotted this. He spotted that the units there, the land there is being taken. So he's sending some units there to try and stop whatever's coming in that way. has Laki noticed, though? It doesn't seem to have changed much. Yeah, he does. He's noticed that he's got some units coming in. You can even see them at this point. I think he placed this without realising there was units there, though. Otherwise, that would be quite risky. And these units have spotted the units in the forest now. The artillery are having a little battle here, but these units are going to have to come in a line. Despite being more in numbers, that might be the advantage to Laki. Unless they just carry on going forward, but then Laki will still pick them off. On the edge of the lines, one by one. Kind of one by one. Got the commandos moving in again. You're going to sneak on that one. They can't even see him yet, so he's just being shot from nowhere. There you go, that unit just died and he doesn't know why. I'm sure he does, but he can't see why. And a lot of these structures should be visible. I mean, you can see the industry, but he's just placed these structures so well in the forest that even though he can see it, he just can't see the sheer amount of production that Laki has here. It may start appearing now. You can see one structure. So at this point, it's quite small forest areas. So Juseless might actually think that he's ahead of him, or maybe even Laki is hidden somewhere else on the map. Did manage to get a structure there. That was industry that was being built, I think. I didn't spot it being built. I remember saying there was only one industry. Juseless is actually applying quite a lot of pressure at the minute. And unfortunately, Laki still has no energy. So he can't even use these strikers, and they'd be extremely exposed to striker attacks right now. He has the money to potentially build a power plant, and that'd be enough to supply 3 for a bit. You'd have to manage it a little and not just keep firing the attacks, but it would be beneficial for him to build a power plant. What's going on down here? Has he managed to take this area yet? He hasn't, but he's not being contested for it. And Juseless is struggling to keep this territory. He is contesting that territory with commandos, I believe. Yeah, commandos trying to take over there. But despite Laki's attempts at trying to stop Juseless expanding, it looks like his whole army is on the front line here. What can Juseless see now? He can see everything. Everything suddenly appeared with the accumulative vision. It has exposed everything Laki has. And he is slowly chipping away at this area. Slowly moving forward with the artillery. That's exactly what they're for. And he's got more backing up than are dying. So I think Laki is going to destroy, or get destroyed, by this force. Unless he can pull something out of the back. Looks like he's got some energy. Oh, that's Juseless. So Juseless hasn't used any energy in this game so far. He knows about this area. He's trying to deal with this now that he has the ability to do so. And Laki doesn't really know what to do with his money right now. He keeps saving it up a bit, I think. He has built a power plant. Might be a little too late, but he's going to pull out these strikers now. I don't think they're going to do anything. He hasn't built up enough energy yet. They might end up pulling back. I mean, only one's being sent out anyway, so... Well, there you go. The other one's going now. He's at least getting some damage in there. That might actually be a good enough advantage at this point, because there's just no SAM units on the ground. Is he going to switch into some SAM units again? He did last time. He switched that. There you go. There's that structure being producing SAM units. So it won't be long until he gets some SAM units on the front line. Which is only going to hurt Laki even more so than he's already hurt now. And Juseless is taking over this mountain, whether Laki wants it or not, was allowing it or not. And he is finally taking control over this area. I think there's commandos still here, but these units will be able to deal with them if they stick together. He does have strikers producing over here, which will be great in the end. They'll be able to help out if Laki actually pushes back or has built structures elsewhere. I think he's more concerned about this location up here. Which, to be fair, quite rightly so, as he's just lost vision over there. So not that he knows, but there isn't too much to worry about over there. And Laki has forgotten. He's restarted it now, but he nearly forgot about this area. Those strikers are chipping away. He's got 4 strikers now. He's producing more. But I just don't think they'll chip away enough. Not fast enough. To take it out before it does irreversible damage to his base. He is trying to produce even more really far back as he can. Just so that his structures will soak up some damage so that they can start producing. Laki is really stubborn in this game. He's really trying to make sure that he can hold out. But the artillery have probably reached a critical mass at this point, and they're doing that curve I like. Maybe not in the right place, but they're close to it. That airfield's going to go down any second. It looks like he built a strategic bomber. But maybe for the extra range to try and take out some structures? I don't know. Or maybe the splash damage. I saw some smoke then, and it's just gone down anyway. So the smoke was actually the energy that's meaning that they can't run because they've just ran out of energy. Laki's got 2 commandos there that just don't know what to do. They're watching from a distance. They're like, yeah, we're not getting involved there. So Laki has lost his main location. He is not out of the game though. He is really stubborn. He's trying to build more airfields hidden in the mountains. He's got those commandos on the move again. And his commandos down here are still alive. And they might still be able to chip away at the damage. But judging, just realizing how short the match is, that it's probably not going to be stubborn enough to stay in for too long. I think he's realizing that the game is over. Look at it from Jules for a second. Juseless, sorry. He's now got strikers up in the area over here, and I think that is definitely going to stop his progress there. Because I'm pretty sure they're in range of this. They could probably take and target this out, because Juseless can see it, so... And he still hasn't even managed to expand all the way up here, so he's still got more eco to start claiming. And over here has been completely annihilated. And he's moving straight down, which is unfortunate because that's where his airfields were that he was building. But the game has ended now. So I'm definitely going to say that Juseless won this one. Unfortunately, Laki just couldn't hold up against the artillery that was forming against him. Thank you for watching. That was another video for the 22Q2 tournament. And there are 2 more videos on screen right now. If you'd like to watch those, I'll see you there. Thanks for watching. See you around.